Good day children, Sairam and welcome back to our next lesson in geography, that is land use. In this lesson we are going to learn about the uses of land, that is the various uses of land. Okay, now children, the land that is there under your house is occupied by such rooms. Okay, this is the format in which a room in your house is. Okay, you can see the bedroom. Okay, then you can see the kitchen, you can see the hall. Okay, you can see the washroom. Okay, so yeah, this is how your house is arranged. And little bit of changes also if you do. Suppose you renovate your house. Okay, and if you are renovating a house for a few days, you will be in total confusion which room is where, what is where. Okay, you will be in total confusion. Okay, then there is a fix there is a fixed place for everything that is there in your house. Okay, that is whatever things you are using in your house, everything is having a fixed place. And if at all it is not done like that only, then the house appears disorganized. It is not at all a organized house. Okay, and which may lead to difficulties while moving about in the house. Okay, minor changes if you are doing, just now I told you, if little bit of renovation if you are doing, or minor changes, shifting of the cupboard from one place to the other, shifting of the bedroom from one place to the other, this minor change if you are doing, then also it can lead to confusion for a few days. Why is it so? Because the land available in your house is used for different purpose, and each and everything in your house is having its perfect place. And if it is shifted out from that place, then it causes a confusion for you only. Okay, children? Now, now let's learn about the land use. Okay, now in this way, as your house is there in a particular land and everything in your house is having a particular place, same way here we are going to learn about the uses, different uses of land. Now what is this land use? The interaction that is there between the geographical factors and man. Okay, this has resulted in the use of land, more and more use of land. Now, land use undergoes changes with time. As time is changing, land use is also changing. Okay, previously it was just for hunting. Okay, ancient time it was just for hunting. Then for people staying over there doing agriculture. Only for that purpose land was used. But as time is changing, the use of the land is also changing. As per needs of the man, what is happening? The use of the land is also changing or increasing. Now, if you all know, if a land is mineral rich, then for what purpose that land will be used? It will be used for mining. If the land is fertile land, okay, a fertile land, what is the use of the fertile land? It will be used for agriculture. So in this way, various lands um, according to its value, okay, that will be put into use. Mineral rich land will be used for mining. Fertile plain land will be used for agriculture. Okay, in this way there are many uses of land. For example, over here, land can be used as residential area where many people stay. Okay, you can see the houses over here. Then a land can be used as forest area. Okay, the land which is covered by the forest is called as a forest land. Then land can be used as a commercial, can be used on commercial basis. Okay, where shopping malls, hotels and all you can find. Okay, so on commercial basis also land can be used. Then land can be used for transportation. You can see the overbridge and all over here, the roads over here. Okay, this shows that transportation also needs land. Then you can see over here again the suburban area. Okay, where big buildings and buildings you can see, residential areas you can see. Okay, so this is the way in which the land is used up. Now let's learn about the types of land use. There are many types of land use. The first one is rural land use. Firstly, we'll talk about the rural land use. Okay. Now, if I ask you children, what is the use of land in rural areas? Mainly, if you all know, agriculture is the main occupation in the rural area. So, if you can say, the first thing that will come to your mind is agriculture is done on the rural land. Okay, agriculture being the main occupation, agriculture is done on the rural land. Apart from that, many agro-based activities are also common in rural areas. Okay, what are the agro-based activities? Yes, correct. Animal husbandry, then tree plantation, tree farming. Okay, then such other that is milking. Okay, dairy farming. All these are the other activities which are related to the main occupation, agriculture. Okay, and now when such type of agro based or agriculture activities are going on in a particular place, so what will happen, the people are also very much located close to the agriculture field. Wherever the agriculture field will be there, wherever the forest area will be there around that only you will find some settlements. Okay, suppose the settlements of miners, if it is the settlements of miners, okay, where the miners will stay, naturally to the mining field. Okay, they will be attached to the mining field only. If there are farmers, if there is a settlement of farmers, where will be the farmers stay? Near to the agricultural field only. Okay, suppose the settlement is of fishermen. Okay, where are the fishermen going to stay? Near the seashore, where they are going to get their livelihood. Okay, so what happens over here, the settlements gather around around the place where their livelihood is present. Okay, so the availability of land in rural areas is more. Okay, if you all know, the availability that is there of land in rural areas is more, but the population is less over here. That is, population is sparse. Okay, more land and less population, that is the condition of the rural land. You can see over here the rural land use. What type of land use is done in the rural areas? Here we can see for agriculture, tree plantation. Okay, then you can see the pasture land, and then you can see the animal husbandry. These are the various purposes for which land is used in the rural areas. Okay, children. I hope you all have understood till here. Now, let's talk about the land use in the rural areas classification. How are they classified? Whatever land is available in rural areas, on what basis are they classified? The classification is as follows. First is arable land, then fallow land, forest land, grassland or pasture land. Okay. Now, what is this arable land? The land which is cultivable land. Okay, the land which is cultivable land, which is owned by an individual. Okay, it is on a ownership level and he is doing agriculture in that field, maybe for commercial purpose. Okay, that land is called as arable land. This land is under individual ownership. Okay, where cultivation is done according to the ownership. Okay, that is only called as arable land. You can see in this picture what is arable land. The first picture over here, this picture, okay, is your arable land. Okay, you can see the crops grown over there. That shows that this land is cultivable land. Arable land means cultivable land. Our next land is fallow land. You all must have heard this word many a times, fallow land. What is a fallow land? The land which is temporarily not in use. Okay, previously it was cultivable land, but temporarily for some time the farmer has kept that land not in use. Okay, just kept that land not in use in order to improve the fertility of the soil. Maybe because of the multiple crops growing over it. Okay, the land is losing its fertility. Okay, when the land loses its fertility, that time what happens, the farmer keeps the land for some time, for temporarily for some time away. Okay, he does not grow any crops on it. Okay, such a type of land is called as fallow land. Okay, while a part does not use a part of it for 1 or 2 seasons. For 1 or 2 seasons the land is kept like that only, so that the land can regain its fertility. That land is called as fallow land. Mainly on such fallow lands and all, what the farmers do you know, they do all animal husbandry, keep the animals and all. Okay, so what happens, because of the animals and all, the land slowly gains its fertility. For that reason the land is used. Okay, you can see in this picture, the second picture over here, this land is called as a fallow land. Okay, the previous part, this part I had told you that this is a arable land and this is your fallow land. Now the next, forest land. You all already know what is a forest land, the land that is covered under the forest area. Okay, that is called as fallow forest land. Now the demarcated forest area is also a type of land, rural land use. Okay, forest products like firewood, gum and grass are obtained from the forest over here. Many of the people are dependent upon the forest land for their livelihood. We have learned about this. Okay, many of the tribal people, many of the rural people, they are dependent upon the forest land for their livelihood. Okay, now what is the forest land consist of? The forest land consists of large trees, bushes, creepers, grass. This is what is covered under the forest land. Okay, last is grassland or pasture land. Now what is this grassland or pasture land? The land that is left for grazing of the animals. Okay, the land under the ownership of village panchayat, a particular land which is under the ownership of the village panchayat or government can be used for grazing purposes, where the animals are left for grazing, for eating the grass. Okay, that land is coming under the grassland or pasture land. Okay, very little grassland is under the individual ownership. Okay, it is always under the village panchayat or the government. Okay, hardly very few times we can see that this grassland or pasture land is under some individual ownership. Okay, so how is the land use classified in the rural areas? Arable land, fallow land, forest land, grassland or pasture land. I hope children you all have understood till here. Okay, you can see over here the grassland or pasture land. So this is what we have learned today, that is a classification of rural land use we have learned. Okay, then we have learned about the types of land use. In the types of land use we have learned about the rural land use. Okay, so children, that's all for today. The remaining part of the lesson we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, thank you children.